Good morning. New episode loading protein and muscle across the lifespan, not just gym talk. Let's talk about muscle today. Not bodybuilding, not six packs, not gym selfies. Let's talk about muscle as an organ. Because muscle is not cosmetic, muscle is metabolic, muscle is proactive, and muscle determines how well you live and also how long. Most people think muscle is optional, something that you worry about when you're young or something you lose when you get older and just accept. That's actually a mistake. Here's the key idea up front. Muscle is not just for movement. Muscle is one of the most important health organs in the body. Just think about it. It stores glucose, it burns fat, it protects the bones, it stabilizes joints, it regulates hormones, and it protects the brain. And when you lose muscle, everything gets harder. Let's start early in life. In childhood, and for that matter adolescence, muscle is built almost automatically. Kids move, they play, they climb, they fall. Muscle builds as a byproduct of living. But even here, protein matters. Poor protein intake in young people means poorer muscle development, poorer bone strength, and poorer metabolic health later on. I'm talking about the reliance on ultra-processed foods. This is already showing up in teenagers with insulin resistance, fatty liver, and low fitness. Now coming into adulthood, this is where the slow decline starts, very quietly. From about your 30s onward, if you do nothing, you start losing muscle every year. It's subtle, you don't notice it at first. You're still the same weight, you're still fitting into the same clothes. But inside, muscle is being replaced by fat. So there's no point saying, I've stayed the exact same weight without actually looking at what your muscle has been doing. And this is how people become metabolically unhealthy at a normal weight. Muscle is the body's biggest glucose sink. Less muscle means higher insulin levels, higher blood sugar, higher fat storage, and higher inflammation. This is one reason diabetes and heart disease creep up even when diets haven't changed. Now let's talk about protein. Protein is not a supplement, protein is a requirement. If you don't eat enough protein, you cannot maintain muscle, full stop. No amount of walking can fix that. No amount of calorie cutting will fix that. In fact, if you do calorie restriction because of traditional diet recommendations without actually concentrating on protein, this accelerates muscle loss. That's why so many people lose weight and end up weaker, tired, and metabolically worse. Now, one step further into your midlife, 40s and 50s. This is the fork in the road. People who lift weights, prioritize protein, and recover well tend to maintain strength, balance, and confidence. People who don't will start to notice aches, joint pains, poor recovery, fatigue, and fear of injury. This isn't aging. People always say, oh, I'm a bit older. This is actually because of muscle loss. Now, obviously, fast forward into the older age, and this becomes critical. Loss of muscle in older adults has a name. It's called sarcopenia. And sarcopenia is not benign. It predicts falls, fractures, loss of independence, nursing home admissions, and even mortality. And for that matter, cognition. Muscle strength is a better predictor of survival than body weight or even BMI. Now here's something that people don't realize. In illness, injury, or hospitalization, the body burns muscle first. If you don't have a reserve, recovery is slow or even impossible. That's why frailty matters, and frailty is largely a muscle problem. Protein needs increase with age, they don't decrease. Older adults actually need higher protein per meal, more evenly spread protein, and obviously some resistance training to stimulate muscle development. Eating less is usually the advice, and that's wrong. Now, let's clear a myth. You don't need to be a gym junkie. You need basic resistance training, you need progressive overload, you need consistency, you need adequate protein and adequate sleep. That's it. 2 to 3 strength training sessions a week can preserve independence for decades. Now, sidestepping here, muscle also protects the brain. People with higher muscle mass, better strength, they have lower risk of dementia, they have better cognitive reserve, and better resilience against illness. This is not a coincidence. Movement, muscle, metabolism, and brain health are deeply connected. So when I talk to patients, I always tell them I don't talk about getting shredded. I talk about carrying groceries, getting up from the floor, preventing falls, staying independent, protecting the brain, and surviving illness. And I use the analogy, do you want to open a can when you're 85 or 90? And that's the obvious answer. That's what muscle does. The final message, I guess, to wrap it all up, is that protein is not optional. Strength training is not optional. Muscle is not cosmetic. Muscle is medicine. And the best time to build muscle was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And I always get asked this question. I've been trying to go for walks, doctor. I haven't got the time, or the weather is not permitting. I say to them now that walks are fine. They're probably a social thing and you get a bit of fresh air, but that's not a replacement for strength training. You get your 2 to 3 sessions of strength training, and then if you have time, get another day of going for a walk. Or if you like to go every day, go, but that's not a replacement for strength training. Please remember this, and let's all get better metabolism, and let's age better into 2026 and beyond. Thank you for watching this episode of FSD Doctor Talks. Please hang around for more over the next few weeks. Thank you.